Doctor Who is a show that originally started on November 23, 1963. It's a British science fiction show and it's produced by BBC. It's pretty hard to explain the show without sounding a little crazy, but I'm gonna try. There's this guy called the Doctor and he's a Time Lord, so he's basically an alien. From the outside he looks like a human, but he's from a planet called Gallifrey and he has 2 hearts. Time Lords are said to have been around since the beginning of time. The Doctor is nearly 1,000 years old. The reason that he keeps living is because he can regenerate. This process doesn't come along unless he does something that would potentially kill him if he was human. Like I said, he has 2 hearts, which is what makes him regenerate. That's how the show keeps going. Whenever the actor playing the Doctor wants to stop or the show needs something else, he regenerates. Regeneration is pretty much like dying. He becomes a whole new person. Different face, different personality, different taste, but he does keep the same memories. Because the Time Lords have been around for so long, they've mastered time. The Doctor has this box called the TARDIS that's bigger on the inside and it can travel anywhere in time and space. That's what the whole show is about, his adventures. He doesn't normally travel alone. He travels with a companion, usually a girl from Earth. The idea of the TARDIS is that it can camouflage in with the time and place that it lands in by using its chameleon circuit. But in the first episode of Doctor Who, the chameleon circuit broke while it was in Britain. Now it's stuck looking like a police telephone box. I'm gonna call the old Doctor Who Classic Who, and I'm gonna call Doctor Who that's been on since 2005 Modern Who. Sidney Newman is mostly responsible for starting the show. There have been loads of writers of Doctor Who, and among the most famous are Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat. In Classic Who, the most famous writers were Robert Holmes and Terry Nation. Doctor Who stopped coming on regularly on December 6, 1989. Why the show went off air is not really known, but in my opinion, going off the air for a few years was the best thing they could have done for themselves. In modern Doctor Who, there have been 3 Doctors: Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith. Some of the most popular companions were Billie Piper as Rose, Karen Gillan as Amy Pond, Arthur Darvill as Rory Pond, and the current companion, Jenna Louise Coleman as Clara Oswald. You might recall that the reason that I did this project was to find out why Doctor Who stopped coming on in 1989. Wait, you know what? I have a better. As it turns out, there really isn't a reason that it stopped coming on. It just kind of did, and it's kind of difficult for me to tell you this because it was the center of my entire video, my entire project. So now that I found out that it wasn't a problem, it's kind of awkward for me to admit this to you. I instead did my project on the actual Doctor Who, what it's about. I don't know if I was supposed to do that, but I tried to save the project. And this is the approach that I took, and I hope that you enjoyed this. You're at the halfway mark. Don't really know what your opinion on it is, but yeah, that's what's happening. I just don't know what to make of this video. I'm just kind of I'm just making the most of it. I was gonna make this police public call box like the TARDIS, but I lost the X, so it's kind of like it. I have this. This is David Tennant right here. I guess he can help us out on this situation. So this was my project. It could have possibly been a little bit better, but I couldn't find the reasons. And without the reasons, it's really hard to find the answers because there isn't one. I hope that you enjoyed this project. Thank you. Hopefully you're generous in grading this. And I also have this blanket that has the TARDIS on it. I'll make it a cape on me.